to join the Nazis. It is not known how many Masons secretly joined the Nazi cause, but it is known that a Masonic emblem, known as the Forget-Me-Not flower, replaced the square and compass and was found on various Nazi officers in 1938. This is admitted by Masons themselves, according to 33rd degree Mason Alan Bernheim. Quote, "The badge used by the Nazis for the rearmament collections made in March 1938 happened to be the very Forget-Me-Not pin chosen by the Freemasons in 1926, and it was made by the same factory in Selb." Modern Masonic sympathizers point to Nazi Germany as a time of Masonic persecution. The Masonic outcry is that dictators oppose Freemasonry because Freemasonry stands for, quote, personal freedom, unquote. This is Masonic Propaganda 101. The obscure fact of the matter is that the entire premise of Nazism is founded and grounded in Freemasonry.
The original financing of Hitler, that's in the years 1922, came only partly from Germany. One of the most prominent Americans concerned with financing Hitler was Henry Ford. In fact, Henry Ford received a medal in 1938 for his assistance to the early Nazi Party.
The Nazis claimed that high-degreed Freemasons were willing members of the Jewish conspiracy, yet Hitler kept a life-size portrait of high-degreed Freemason Henry Ford in his office. Henry Ford, who donated hundreds of thousands of dollars to the Nazi cause, was initiated into Freemasonry at Palestine Lodge No. 357 in 1894. He received Nazi Germany's Grand Cross of the German Eagle Medal in 1938, a medal given to foreigners sympathetic to Nazism, and he became a 33rd degree Freemason of the ancient and accepted Scottish Rite in 1940. When asked by a Detroit press reporter why he kept Ford's picture so close to him, Hitler replied that Ford was his, quote, inspiration, unquote. Hjalmar Schacht walked hand-in-hand with Hitler during the 1930s, serving as Hitler's president of the Reichsbank from 1933 to 1939 and Minister of Economics from 1934 to 1937. He played a more than prominent role in implementing policies for Hitler. Schacht, whose nickname was the Old Wizard for being one of the greatest financial wizards during his time, was a Freemason, joining the Masonic Johannes Lodge Urania for immortality in 1908. Discussing Freemasonry in his personal autobiography entitled Confessions of the Old Wizard, Schacht stated, quote, "My father was a Freemason. He was a cosmopolitan. I grew up with these ideas, and I have never departed from these basic conceptions of Freemasonry and cosmopolitan ideals. Freemasonry runs in my family. My father belonged to an American lodge. My great-grandfather, Christian Ulrich Detlev von Eggers, was one of the Masonic notables of the Age of Enlightenment." Now Schacht continues with a bombshell. Upon visiting a Masonic lodge in Turkey, Schacht met with an undisclosed Turkish Freemason who told him, quote, "All of the young Turks were Freemasons, and their secret meetings took place under the protection of the lodge, the only place where they were safe from spies," unquote. Shockingly, the Masonic Young Turks were the true instigators of the Armenian genocide. After returning home to Germany, Schacht and his Turkish Masonic acquaintance founded a German-Turkish Masonic society. But Schacht had even more nefarious contacts, and was even more than just Hitler's financial wizard. He was responsible for founding the Bank for International Settlements, an international financial institution currently owned by central banks. He referred to the BIS as, quote, "my bank," unquote. The BIS accepted Nazi gold looted from occupied countries and was responsible for accelerating the Nazi war machine. In recent years, it has been confirmed that the Bank of England worked hand in hand with the BIS, willingly handing over $5.6 million worth of Czechoslovakian gold to the Reich. This was accomplished through the relationship of Hjalmar Schacht and Freemason Montague Norman, the governor and CEO of the Bank of England and well-known supporter of the Nazis. Who, you ask, has been the major stockholder of the Bank of England since 1798? Well, it's none other than the House of Rothschild, the supposed arch-enemy of Hitler and the Nazis. Through Freemason Hjalmar Schacht's establishment of the BIS and Montague Norman's Bank of England, the gold heist of the Nazis made the international bankers even more powerful. The BIS continued its existence even after Great Britain went to war with Germany, having been approved by Great Britain itself. All through the war, the Reichsbank continued paying interest on the monies lent by the BIS. This interest was used by the BIS to pay dividends to shareholders, which included the Bank of England. Thus, through the BIS, the Reichsbank was funding the British war economy. And declassified American intelligence archives reveal an intelligence operation known as the Harvard Plan, describing a close cooperation between the Allied and German business world. This nefarious relationship was established through an American banker named Thomas McKittrick, who became president of the BIS in the 1940s. McKittrick kept the bank in business through his close relationship with spymaster Allen Dulles. As journalist Adam Liebar notes, quote, "Thus, while Allied soldiers were fighting through Europe, McKittrick was cutting deals to keep the German economy strong. This was happening with what the U.S. documents describe as the full assistance of the State Department, all kick-started by Hitler's banker and Freemason Hjalmar Schacht." After the war, 5 Bank for International Settlements bankers were tried for their war crimes, including Hjalmar Schacht. The lead U.S. prosecutor at Nuremberg was 32nd-degree Freemason Robert H. Jackson. During his trial, Schacht stated, "They don't hang bankers," and he was right.
Conclusion. The tribunal finds that Schacht is not guilty on this indictment and directs that he shall be discharged by the marshal when the tribunal presently adjourns.